All right. Welcome back. Whistle Whistle Podcast, episode 9. Almost double digits, John. Almost there. We're getting there. Lots of lots of upcoming sports this week, right? Start off with how you been, John? It's been a week, right? Or a week and 2 weeks, something like that. I don't know.
Couple weeks. We were gonna try to promise every Friday, but kind of
Life happens.
kind of hard. Well, because hey, you got life going on, I got life going on, so we're trying to rest. So, I'm
Yeah,
I'm doing all right. It's just
we'll dive in here. As you can tell, we got merch. We did it. We are up in our game a little bit.
it looks good. It's nice.
Yeah, dude, it's nice. It's comfortable. It's fresh washed. It's nice. So, couple people are gonna get those. If anybody else wants them, hit us up and we will see what we can do. So, we're gonna dive in here. Last week in sports, right? We had a couple top 10. I don't know if the one was top 10, but a couple top 10 matchups in basketball. Michigan State. That was a very interesting game.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's one way to put it, right? I had it on in the first half, and Michigan was just pulling away. And man, there's no way, right? It was a 26-point game at halftime or something.
Yeah. It was a pretty
And
big difference there.
I turned it back on. I was watching on my phone, checking, and I saw Michigan State coming back. Holy crap! So of course Michigan pulled it out, but it was a it was a pretty good game.
Yeah, it was a good game. Lots of weird foul calls. We'll go with. Michigan kind of foul baiting also, but Jeremiah Fears also foul baiting. So, it's
Oh
just
man, that guy is he's quickly becoming the new Grayson Allen. Remember him
Allen
at
or,
Duke? He,
any of those guys from Duke.
yeah,
I don't like
any of those guys from Duke. But man, he is. I saw somewhere it was a six plays like he had a tripping or
Yeah,
kicking
yeah.
or
Like I said, I mean, some of them were great foul baits. I'm not saying they're not. Like, and refs are going to call it nowadays, right? That's just
yeah. Oh
how.
yeah, they'll call
Because
anything.
because I figured they were going to come back in that second half because there was no way they were going to let Michigan State get blown out at home on Tom Izzo's birthday. There was no way. There
Yeah,
was no way they were letting that
no,
happen. So, I mean, I'm not saying Michigan didn't start stinking because they did. They started shooting some ball that, and they just nothing was falling. And but then, like I said, Fears was driving to the hole and boom, pump fake, and we're all jumping. And I mean, like I said, they're foul calls. I'm not saying they're not. It's just hey. But Michigan also did some stupid stuff too, where they got lucky a couple times with a flagrant foul here, and at the end of the half, Will Cheddar, jumped and pump faked, and then he jumped into the guy and shooting it, and I was like, that's it's empathy. You cannot be doing that, but yet
yeah,
they gave him the call, and I was like, I don't like that,
right,
because I mean, I understand if like you pump fake and he jumps into you and you're shooting it, okay, well then all right, it's different. But if you're going to jump into him, no, 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 I didn't like that very much. So it was just a very interesting game, and at the end there, kind of that Michigan State ended up taking the lead in that second half, and then they Michigan got a couple more lucky foul calls or calls their ways, we'll say,
yeah,
and it you know, it wasn't really I mean, yes, we did have more free throws. I'm not saying we didn't, but it's a very, we'll say, interesting. But technically, Michigan State did have one more free throw, but still, though, it's just it doesn't really matter the way that the game is played nowadays. Like I said, everyone sees SGA going and going, oh, well, I
yeah,
can do what he does. Which, hey, like I said, if the refs are going to call it, they're going to call it, right? So, yeah,
yeah. They also played the women's play. That was a pretty top 15 matchup, I think. I didn't really watch it, but I was at a 8-year-old hockey game and we went to Buffalo Wild Wings after, and I saw the end of it. Did it go to overtime or was it?
Yeah, I think it was an overtime game. I think you're
It
right about
was
that.
yeah.
So that was, it's like I said, it's very interesting that, both of the men's and women's teams, well, that, as any team, right? Like you're always going to play up to your rival, right? Like you could be having the worst year ever, but you're always going to try hard against your rival, and
Yep.
it's always going to be a good game usually. And so that's what I love about sports in that aspect, is that even if you're having a bad year, it's still going to be a good game usually for your, and you always
Yeah,
want to beat your rival. So
you can usually throw the records out. It doesn't matter.
yeah,
Any
exactly.
sport, any level. If it's a rival, you know. But yeah. So we'll stick we'll stick basketball. Go NBA. Your Pistons are
Yeah,
doing doing things.
they're doing good things. They just went and traded, Jaden Ivey though, so that was an interesting, Hey, I mean, he's not playing up to his potential at the moment, but obviously after the injury last year, he's just a step slower, and he's because he's an explosive player, and so I think that kind of screwed him. And I'm hoping that he gets a fresh start, you know, in Chicago, trying to be who he was, and he deserves that. So, but we got Kevin Herter and Dario Saric in the back return. We'll see how that goes. I was hoping that we were gonna trade those two and like another guy to get Michael Porter Jr. because that's what it looked like, because the numbers were gonna even out, but we didn't do it. So it is what it
Eh,
is.
it happens.
Can't do much about it. I mean, we're obviously still top tier in the East. I don't think there's a lot of teams. That's why I was worried, because I'm like, if you went and just go get one more big name, you're gonna run the East easily, and then you just have to worry about playing a team in the Western, when whoever plays in the West, which obviously is probably either going to be the Thunder, could be the Spurs, could be the Nuggets. There's
Yeah.
a bunch of good teams out there. So
Yeah. Well,
yeah. So, but then your team making a big splash for James Harden, huh?
Yeah, they went and got a big name about 7 to 10 years too late.
Yeah, this was James Harden, like like you said, 10 years ago, it'd be a great trade.
Yeah,
But I don't
I
know,
don't
man.
know. I don't know what they
I'm
gave
just
up.
worried because Mitchell can play off the ball. I'm not saying he can't, but he likes to be the primary ball handler. So it's going to be, and Harden is really good at playing primary ball handler as well. I mean, he still drops assists, but his percentage of shooting is way down. Like we're
Yeah,
talking, shooting 35% from the field, 40. It's like it's bad.
yeah.
So
I don't see it being any improvement. I think if anything, it's just a distraction. I mean, I think he's kind of got to that age and that type of mentality where he's just, I don't know, more of a distraction. He's probably he's the old man that still thinks he can play and everybody should listen to him. And he's, I don't know, he's still in the
yeah,
NBA,
that's
but is
so
he,
he can play. The
what's
good old
that?
the unk. You've heard
Yeah.
that, the unk terms? Yeah, the unk. And that's what kids nowadays say. We have to help our younger audience, help with that
Yeah.
saying.
We might have to bring a kid on here to start saying young kids phrases.
Yeah, there we go.
But
Well, you have an 8-year-old cousin, so
yeah, I don't
let
think
me
so. I don't, no.
let him. All right.
No. Well, we'll go. There's our transition to the high school. I saw high school wrestling power rankings for the state of Michigan, and again, our buddy Liam's going to be very happy with this. Dundee is predicted to win again. I mean, it's another
Another great year for him, and that's what
kind
we
of
said in
kind of one of
what
those
we
things
talked to him, right?
you just expect it in this town. It's they win, they come home, they have a parade down Main Street during the middle of the night after they win, and it's
I-
another
It's
another
awesome for the
year.
kids. I'm sure they probably love every second of that, because I mean, if we had one team that won state championships, a women basketball team, and like it was the whole town went nuts and everything closed down. Like everybody was there. It was, you know, the best thing in the world seeing, your town support you, obviously.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
it was just a great time. I wish we could have did something, as a men's team or something, but it's just, obviously we get close usually, or we sometimes do win in men's wrestling, but it's, competition is it's hard because our school is starting to, kind of dwindle like from people, and like we don't get that pull like we used to the wrestling team. So it's kind of sucks because of the school of choice, but it's it's a fair game, right? So, I'm
Yeah.
happy for Dundee and I'm happy obviously for Liam. So Liam, I know, is, like you said, very happy.
Yeah. Hopefully he still listens to us. We'll have to put him to the test and give him some
Well,
true
like I said, hey, did you just watch the podcast? We'll just ask him,
Yeah, we'll just straight up with him. So some NCAA football news. I saw no New Year's Eve games this year. Strictly
Didn't they
for
do that
the
like a few years ago too? Like they stopped
well,
doing it.
I think this year is strictly because it's New Year's Eve is on a Thursday, and the NFL is going to have a game,
Right.
so it interferes with the NFL, which I understand, but also I think it should be that way anyway. I mean, we've had this talk before. I don't think it's good for anybody to other than the ESPN and TV
Yeah.
market to.
It's
I mean, it makes money, makes money, and I'm sure the kids now get a cut of it, right? I mean, NIL and everything else, so they
oh
got
yeah,
to
for
get
sure.
something out of it. But it also is just, it's like, like we said, New Year's Eve parties were, I don't want to say ruined, but they definitely, the focus wasn't on New Year's Eve. It was on 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock, and
Yeah.
which is
And then
fun. I mean,
oh yeah, it's still a
don't
fun
don't
time,
get me wrong. It's a good excuse to get all your buddies together to watch football, but I don't know. It's just not my thing, I guess. I don't know. I'd rather see the championship game on New Year's Day, like Dan Lanning says.
Well, yeah, if you could have the national championship just to get it over with, right? Because I feel like it drags on so long, and people are trying to recruit, and they can't. Coaches can't recruit because they got to take focus away from their team to if they're in the playoffs and go recruit some kids that hopefully will be there for them next year maybe or the year after. But it makes the coach unfocused to go help do or go do things like that. And I feel like, it should be wrapped up and then they can just go right into, doing what they need to do. Cause, you got kids that are like, oh, I might be on this championship team, but you know what? I didn't play, so I'm gonna go transfer.
Yep.
Like what?
Oh, I mean that's
So
what Ohio State's backup last year. I can't even think of his name anymore. That's what he did. He's I'm going to transfer, but I'll still be the backup until the season's over. Well,
like yeah, that's
yeah, I don't know. So there's kind of a quick little 15-minute past week in sports. Guess we can start or I guess one more thing that did happen. I guess it was Tuesday was the Pro Bowl. Did you even watch it?
I didn't even know. I thought it was on Sunday. To tell you the truth, I didn't even watch.
Yeah, I turned it on just by chance. I think I was flipping through the stations and I saw it was at 8 o'clock. I said, oh, it's about 7:55. I'm going to turn it on. And I watched the first NFC drive and the first AFC drive. And then I turned it off. I couldn't. The NFC just moved it down real quick, flag football, not too much. And then the AFC trotted Shedeur Sanders out there to start. And oh boy, this is going to be funny. And I was right. He threw one to Jamar Chase, who I would argue has some of the surest hands in the league. And it bounced off his hands and right into the defender's hands. That's enough for
Yeah,
me.
like I said, I didn't even realize it was on. I just happened to see on Tuesday though that I was just scrolling through my phone and just seeing like highlights pop up. I'm like, oh, that was tonight. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah,
just
I
lost.
mean,
It's lost it all,
yeah, I mean it sucks because I think most All-Star games / stuff like that has lost all that's what it used to be. You know, like being an all-star or being a Pro Bowler used to be something, but now
Yeah.
it's like, eh, cool. I made it
Yeah, I
to
mean, it used to
the
be one of
team.
those things. It used to be a cool accolade to help you into the Hall of Fame, and now it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So,
Yeah, I think
but
they should just do away with it. But
yeah,
so, all
I agree.
right,
But
there we
that
go.
transitions us,
There's our quick 15-minute wrap up.
yeah.
So,
But now we got the Olympics starting tomorrow. I
yeah,
mean, they did start today technically because
technically,
US
technically,
women's hockey USA was playing today. So,
yeah,
but but the opening ceremonies were technically tomorrow. So, but
yeah,
that's at really it says 7 or 8 o'clock at night, but really it's going to be like if you're home from work, you can watch it at like 1:30 tomorrow, give or take. So,
or
so
if you're not doing much at work tomorrow,
yeah, you can just turn it on,
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But obviously you're working, Vaughn. I'm not, so I will be watching it. But
and I will be not watching it. I will be working hard.
yes, because you work hard, you do. So,
Yep.
you know.
So,
But yeah, no. Obviously we're gonna keep eye on the medal count. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if USA can do good, or is it gonna be another not down year. But um, obviously you saw Lindsey Vonn got hurt, but she apparently is gonna try to still do it in the Olympics. I don't know. It's gonna be a very interesting. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. She's got to be getting up there, isn't she? I mean, she's
Yeah, I think she's in her late 30s. I
yeah,
would
she's good.
assume.
Anybody in their 30s is getting old.
Oh, sorry. She's 41. Excuse me.
Oh,
She's a little older than
sheesh.
so. So,
Yeah, she's
you
got to
know,
be. It's got to be her last one, I would think. I mean,
I would assume so. That's probably why she's trying to probably push through because she's like, well, I'll worry about myself afterwards. But I mean, I saw her; she was lifting weights and stuff. So I don't know if it was just a video from before she had her injury, or it was actually after her injury because she looked like she didn't have like a brace on or anything. So
right.
I don't know.
I don't know. I saw the curling prelims started. I'm excited to get some watch those guys go out there and curl a little bit.
Yeah, that's all. Like I said, curling. I mean, if you don't understand it, it's just a fun little. It's fun to watch. Really, I mean, anything is fun to watch, but that one I think is like one of the most interesting to watch for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I know I'll be up super late watching stuff and super early watching stuff and finding whatever I like to I'll set reminders on phones and TVs and whatever to figure out what I want to watch.
Yeah, you're gonna be drinking some energy drinks. You're gonna stay up all night, all
Oh
day,
yeah,
all night, all day.
definitely.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
figure that was that's your go-to.
right.
So yeah, we got now the you know NFL, the Super Bowl wrapping it up this
Oh,
weekend, huh?
there's a game this weekend.
Uh, I didn't know. I just happened to look it up on Google. I don't know.
Yep.
I just happened to look it up. So
Yeah, Well, hey, I mean, if it's anything like the last time the Patriots and Seahawks got together in the Super Bowl, it's gonna be a great game. But I I don't know. I mean, definitely different style teams from what it was last time.
yeah, it's gonna be different. Because like you said, you had two pretty dang great defenses like when they matched up last time.
Yeah.
You had the Legion of Boom, and obviously Belichick always had a great
Oh
defense,
yeah.
right? Like, so which is also a very question we might have to ask eventually one day is Belichick not getting in the first ballot Hall of Fame.
Yeah, dude. I don't know
Wow.
what's the criteria anymore. I mean, gee,
Like that guy has won. I mean, I know he had Brady for a lot of his wins. I mean, and he technically did have a losing record, without Brady being the quarterback. But still, like that man, still I feel like is worth it to be a first ballot Hall
But
of
they're
Famer.
gonna.
Like
I guarantee you, Andy Reid will be a first ballot Hall of Fame.
I 1,000% agree, and I mean he
And,
deserves it. Oh, he does.
oh,
He's
no, I'm not saying he doesn't, but the same thing with Belichick, right? I mean, he did okay. He got ran out of Philly, and then he goes and he gets his great quarterback and good tight end and decent players, and he goes on a run, and nobody remembers Philly, and it's like,
Yeah.
Belichick.
It's great, crazy how it works, huh?
Yeah.
But
Well,
anyways, who do you have for the Super Bowl? What do you think your score prediction will be?
So, I think it's gonna be the Seahawks. I want it to be the Patriots just for that, Mike Vrabel, that Buckeye winning it, but I just think that offensive Seattle is just too much. I mean, you got Jackson Smith and Jigba, you got Kenneth Walker, you got these guys that are just dogs.
Yeah, you got a
And
lot. They got a lot of weapons on that offense. I mean, I'm not saying the Patriots defense isn't going to be tough because they will be tough because of Mike Vrabel.
yeah,
He demands a lot out of his guys, which is great. But they don't have I'm sure JSM will be maybe not locked down, but that Gonzalez guy in the cornerback side is going to be that's going to be a good matchup to watch for
yeah,
sure. But when you have a few weapons, there's going to be, like you said, Walker, JSN, you got AJ Barner, the tight end, you got, isn't it Shaheed is on that team now, right? Shaheed, yeah. Yeah. I think he got traded there, right? So all those guys are good, like real good. So
yeah.
I'm also predicting the Seahawks to win, but what's your score, you think, there?
We'll go 31-21.
Okay. I like that. I was going around the same boat, but I was gonna say 34 to I think 28, just because I feel like Vrabel's still gonna. I think it's gonna be a late game touchdown. They're gonna have to try to kick it onside. It's not gonna happen. It's just,
Yeah.
and then they're gonna cover, and there's gonna be no timeouts left for the Patriots, and they can just need the ball. That's what I'm seeing in my head. So
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, there's that. I mean, and we get all the fun stuff, right? We get to do our prop bets on the national anthem and Gatorade color, and
yes, one time of the year where betting on football is always fun, but this is just the best time to bet
oh yeah,
because
this is the best
betting
time.
on Super Bowl is always a great time.
This is what week I check my accounts to see if they give me any free money for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, maybe they will. There's a couple I haven't used in a while. Maybe they'll feel bad for me.
There you go. That leads us into NASCAR. We just had the Clash though that wrapped up last night because
Finally.
it got postponed because of the snow that was in the area.
Yeah, the NASCAR race postponed to snow. How many times does that happen?
Don't think it's ever happened there, Cotton. So the fun fact about that is Ryan Preece won. He has not ever won a NASCAR points race for in the top series anyways. And he won 7 years later. Because we have two others that have won before, but Jeff Gordon did it obviously the first one. He did that in 93, and then he finally got full-time racing, really in 94, and that's when he won his first race over at the Coca-Cola 600. And then you had Denny Hamlin. He also did it in 2006. So kind of crazy, like 20 years apart in a way.
Yeah.
But so we'll see if Ryan Preece actually ends up winning a race now, like in the points. I mean, he does have decent equipment, but but a lot of people are saying that it shouldn't be there. It should go back to Daytona and do what they used to do, which is all the pole winners from the year before would race just 20 laps at Daytona, and they would do a Clash there. And a lot of people are saying they should take off the restrictor plates for that race and just let them race. I'm like, that may not be safe, but sure.
Put them back on the beach.
Yeah, I was about to say they'd be landing on the beach. We can't be doing that. So, but the Daytona 500, is in a couple weeks now because it's always the week after, usually after the Super Bowl, because then right after the Super Bowl, it's Speed Weeks. So, you got a lot going on, all that stuff. So, who do you think's going to win the 500, and who do you think's also going to win the championship this year?
Man, I'm hoping for Chase. Chase on both, man. He's my guy. I was a big big Bill Elliott guy back in the day, strictly because he drove the McDonald's car,
Yeah.
and I was
Well, he drove a McDonald's car. He drove a Budweiser car. He drove a lot of cool cars.
quite a fan of McDonald's when I was a child, and maybe still to this day. But
Hey, that's okay. You got to have a little bit of a McDonald's in you every once in a while.
yeah, so I was a big awesome Bill from Dawsonville guy. So we'll hopefully Chase can do it, man.
Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, I like Chase too. That's my favorite driver, obviously. So, but I don't know if he's going to win the 500. I would love him to, but I'm really going to see. Man, it's a hard thing because restrictor plate racing, especially the 500, is hard because if you get through all the accidents, you have a really good chance of winning. But
Yeah,
sometimes you get caught up in it and you're screwed. So I'm gonna go with somebody probably, like Joey Logano again because he always tends to win at these things, and stuff like that. The Ford equipment at restrictor plates are usually really good. So probably Joey Logano winning this race, but obviously I also want Chase Elliott to win the championship. So
yeah. Speaking of championship, they I think I sent it to you. They're finally kind of doing away with the playoffs.
yeah, I
Thank
think that's
God.
they had I think a couple weeks ago now at this point. They had Dale Jr. there, they had Mark Martin there, they had a lot
Yep.
of guys talk about it, and I thought that was really great that they are changing it for the better. Like, yes, it's still important to win in the regular season, and you still have a better chance, but you have to be consistent. Like, you can't
Yeah.
just have, you're in and then,
Right.
like you win the first race and you're good for a few more races. That's not
Yeah.
fair because you could have 3 bad weeks and
Uh,
that's now going to be affecting you. So that's a good so
right. So, quick little explanation for people that don't follow NASCAR. The the points, you score points for winning the race or leading the lap, or well, now they have stages. So, winning a stage, but if you won the excuse me, if you won the race, you locked up a spot in the playoffs. And the last 12 races or so
yeah.
were
Yeah, usually 10 to 12 races
10,
depending on
12 races were playoff races, and then you were in a bracket, and if you scored the least amount of points, what, every 2 weeks 4 guys got knocked out until it was down to 4,
Yep, usually 2 to 3 weeks,
something like
depending how
that.
many races there was, you just do the
Yeah.
math, but
So traditional NASCAR fans aren't a fan of it. They they were used to just be good, win races, and get the most points. I mean, that's pretty
that's
simple,
that's pretty
right?
simple. Yeah.
I mean, so they changed it because they thought guys were winning too many championships, and Jimmy Johnson ran off like what 7 in a row or something crazy.
I think he won 5 or 6 in a row. Then he took like a 2 year hiatus, not really, but had a 2 year hiatus, and then he won again. So
So I'm personally happy it's going back to how it was. I mean, I've watched NASCAR my whole life. My grandpa is actually a member of NASCAR in the 50s, and so I've always been around, and I've known of the sport and rules and blah blah blah, probably more than I should on it, but I'm happy it's going back.
yeah, I'm a traditionalist on that too. I'm not. I don't have I had a grandpa that was part of it in the '50s, but I definitely enjoy NASCAR because I remember always playing those NASCAR games when I was younger, and on the video games and stuff like that, and it was just thought really great. And I think it's hopefully can bring some fans back that might have left the sport, you
Yep.
know.
Yeah, I
So
mean
we'll see.
that was their goal, right? They change it to everybody understands playoffs, right? You watch, football's going to it. Basketball's got the March Madness, NBA, NFL, playoff. So NASCAR tried to go with times, and it just doesn't work for motor racing. It just doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't work for motor racing at all because, like, I understand that, like you said, they wanted it to be with the times, but it just NASCAR doesn't do that. Like,
Yeah,
you gotta stay,
you
like
got
you
to
said,
stay.
most motorsports cannot do that, and you can see why. So, like I said,
Right.
hopefully they can bring the fans back with that new not new, old kind of style, and hopefully bring some of the fans back like it should. So
Right. So speaking of Daytona, after I don't know, it's 2 or 3 weeks after the 500, we got the Daytona.
hey, the Daytona, eh?
Daytona, the Daytona 200, which is the motorcycle racing, and we're looking, we're trying, we're reaching out, try to get some of those guys, maybe some guys that used to do it a long time ago and have seen the rise of it and the good, the bad, the uglies. Maybe some guys that are in the middle of it now, just starting out. We'll see. I mean, might know a couple guys, might be able to swing some stuff here. So
Yeah, and is that run on the road course at Daytona there?
yeah, it is,
Okay.
and it's I'll actually maybe not this one. Maybe we'll try to get some guys on and we'll share links and ways to watch. And they have YouTube following and it's a very exciting race. They have, it's not just one type of motorcycle. There's ones that look like Harleys and there's young guys and more experienced guys and there's 4 or 5 different types of motorcycles that are racing, not at the same time, but during that weekend. And it's exciting, and I never really cared for it, and I got into it and got kind of thrown into it. For those of you guys that do know me and know what's going on, but it's exciting and it's fun, and I never thought I'd get into it. And I'm every weekend there's a race, I'm kind of glued to the TV or following along to see who does what.
Yeah, so you're telling me it's not like the Rolex 24 where they have, multiple cars on the track
Oh
at the same
no, but
time,
that
and
is cool too. That's coming
that
up
is
too,
cool.
right? That's
No, that's already, I think it
oh, it's
just
already
got
gone.
done. Yeah, but it got delayed. It wasn't delayed, but there was a big fog that rolled in and it like kept the yellow flag for like 8 hours
Yeah,
or something.
yeah,
And that kind of ruined, because a lot of people, yeah, might not watch it at night because they fall asleep. They watch it at the beginning, kind of watch it until they fall asleep and then get up. And usually it's still obviously going on. But if you were trying to watch those 8 hours, I feel bad for people that, were up trying to watch it and then it was a flag for 8 hours. So like for those people, it sucks. But like, I think it's cool that they have multiple cars on the track, but obviously it's different because motorcycles can, go different speeds. And I'm not saying cars can't, but it's just, less dangerous, we'll say with it.
yes, yes, yeah. So we're there, man. I mean, we're that's kind of what's coming down the ladder for us here. We're gonna try to get some guys. Hopefully, get some more fan interaction. I know the first couple weeks we had people asking questions and interacting, and we love that. We love answering the questions. We love talking to you guys, even if it's not live. We're gonna try to do better recording more
Yeah.
live.
Well, once we make it big, we can ask the fans to, just come in one time, from,
Yeah, we'll have some live shows and
we'll have some live
everything
shows,
else. Yeah, but so we're gonna try to change up some stuff. Try to get. We did the past week of sports. We did the future couple weeks of sports here. So we're gonna try a kind of a this week in sports, kind of a history section here.
Yeah, I
It's,
think this is a great idea just to kind of, because it hits a lot of different things,
yeah,
so
yeah,
so
and obviously, I mean, this is another thing where people, especially sports fans, know a lot of random sports facts. So if you got one, submit it. We'll have a weekly this week in sports fan submission. There we go. There.
there you
So
go. I like that.
we'll try that. So this week we'll start off. We'll go for the upcoming week, right? So we release on Friday. So we'll go today, Friday, February 6th to the 12th, which would be next Thursday. So I'll start us off here. And today, February 6th, 1932, was the first Olympic dog sled race.
Wow.
So I don't know. Do they still do dog
I
sled?
don't think
don't
they
think
dog
they do.
sledding anymore, to tell you the truth.
But
I don't remember.
inaugural dog sled race.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was New York. I didn't write that down, but I'm pretty sure it was New York.
Yes. Well, I'm sure it was, an interesting time to be a part of the Olympics if you're
For sure.
racing dogs, around. But I'm, we all have seen stuff like that, on YouTube and all that stuff, and just how cool that can really be. But then on February 7th, 1958, we have the Dodgers officially became the Los Angeles Dodgers. So they
Oh,
moved from Brooklyn to Los Angeles. So, because, Brooklyn, obviously, it started with, a long time ago because New York had a lot of teams there, so
yeah.
but then they wanted to make it more popularized throughout the United States, and I think it was great that the Dodgers are out there, but now you can see what they're doing to the game now.
Yeah. Yeah. They help and hurt. It all balances here.
And it all balanced out. Yes.
So we'll go well that'll make that Super Bowl Sunday, February 8th, 1945. A guy by the name of Paul Brown agrees to coach a team in Cleveland. So I don't know where Cleveland got their name, but I think this guy had a lot to do with it. Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
One of the greatest coaches of all time, I would say.
Yeah, I would say so as well. I mean, obviously, he might have not. I mean, he brought a lot to the city of Cleveland, so it was,
Not only, I mean, them and Cincinnati and
Mhm.
Columbus. And
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, it's not like he was just for Cleveland. He
yeah, he
just,
was
but
there for
out of state
everybody.
for Ohio, really. So
Yes, the state of Ohio in football. I mean, Paul Brown is the guy.
yeah. Then you had in February 9th, 1540, the first
Jeez.
recorded horse race meeting in England is held in Rudy Fields in Chester.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. That's be the first
Yeah.
recorded.
Nowadays, well, there is, I mean, you can bet on any horse race now.
No,
That's where a lot of people, it used to be the thing. And obviously, if you still go to Vegas, that still is a big thing in Vegas. But I think I took a picture, if I remember, I think I sent it to you when we were going to my brother's wedding in Boston. We stopped in, like, I don't remember where, but there was a horse racing track right outside the hotel. And it
oh
was
yeah,
like,
yeah, I think, yeah,
and I was
yeah,
just like, well, obviously there's no horse racing going on right now, but it would have been cool, like, during the summertime to go, just watch it. I mean, I probably would have put some money on it for fun, right? But not really, put it on the ones that are, 100 to 1 odds.
right,
Hey, I got the three-legged horse. That's my guy.
yeah, right. So that's come a long way, huh? I mean, I'm sure
Oh,
those.
yeah.
So we'll go February 10, 1989. The then WWF, now WWE, finally admits that pro wrestling is an exhibition and it's not actually a sport. And
Yeah. Crazy how that works out.
yeah, I'm sure I don't know, maybe it's a betting thing again, right? They can't.
Yeah. I
Not
mean,
like,
you got to think though too that, it really is just a big, I mean, any sport, right? It's supposed to be about entertainment, you know? National Football League, like, yeah, but
yep,
it's entertainment, you know. Obviously the WWE, entertainment, you know.
yep.
So I think it's just great that it's funny that they finally admitted it. So, that leads us to February 11th, 1990. James Buster Douglas, in quotations there, knocks out Mike Tyson in the 10th round in Tokyo, Japan to win the heavyweight boxing title. Mike Tyson went down, you're telling me. That's,
Dude, I tell you what, I've met Buster Douglas. His son went to school down by me, so he lived a couple towns over. And that man, I think I sat down behind him and accidentally kneed him, and I thought I broke my kneecap. That man is
I didn't
a
even feel it.
no. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that man is a beast. Buster Douglas, man. You knew who he was when he walked into a room.
Yeah. Well, like you said, he's probably, when you beat Mike Tyson, I'm sure he was pretty popular around your parts too, and around the world because beating Mike Tyson is not a easy beat.
No, not at all. So we'll wrap it out here. February 12th, 1984. Cale Yarborough becomes the first Daytona 500 qualifier to go over 200 miles an hour.
Yeah. Obviously before restrictor plates, right?
Yep.
All that stuff, and yeah, that tells you something. That it's crazy how you go from now. I think I don't remember what they probably run now because I'm sure cars could get up to 300 if there was no restrictor plate, or close to it, and that's a little too fast, I think.
Yeah, just a little bit.
um, because when I went to Daytona, it was awesome, and it was 2021, and it just you could smell the rubber off the cars, and it was like a reeking smell, like whoa,
Yeah.
but it was, if you weren't used to it, but because you can go here in Michigan, you can go to the track, and now they're going also close to 200 miles an hour, if not
Yeah.
more, because they're going just as fast, or just a little slower probably. But it's just great to see that, obviously that changed the whole NASCAR game, because back then it was really just a thing of the South, really, right?
Yep.
And but then I'm sure in 1979 there was a big snowstorm that happened on the East Coast that snowed everybody in, and what happened was everybody was just kind of chilling around the TV, and guess what? There was only a few channels, and there they were showing NASCAR, and that was the big fight day in
Oh
NASCAR.
yeah.
So very crazy that Richard Petty ended up winning that race because he's won a million Daytona 500s and also 7 championships. So he was in third place, like 3/4 of a lap down. And, so just a very fun fact on that as well. But,
Yeah. So there's our weekend sports. Again, fan submissions. I mean, we have whatever you want, messenger, or email, or comment on YouTube or Spotify, or
yeah,
text
whatever you
one,
want to,
text one of
send
us,
us.
whatever you want to do. We'll be
I
looking
mean,
forward to it. Uh, so next week, right? We'll see if we predicted anything correctly with the Super Bowl.
well,
Uh,
I'll probably be way off because I talked about an onside kick and the like it could happen in the fourth quarter. I couldn't say it couldn't, but
yeah.
but if,
So we'll talk more about that. Maybe we'll get some kind of racer on here and talk about some racing
yeah, that
and
would be cool.
go from there. So maybe we'll have some more this week in sports and see what we got.
Yeah, I think we'll have some more fun, I think, next week as well. So just like we do every week doing this. So
Yep. Have some more fun. Maybe try to get some more pretty faces on here instead of us.
yeah, I'm sure that's why I'm hoping most of the listeners listen to us instead of watch us,
Well, yeah, sure. All right. Well, thanks everybody for putting up with us for about an hour. We'll see everybody next week.
Yep. See you next week, everybody.